So good morning and welcome to Wednesday's healing class. We're just going to start in the usual fashion, which is about 10 minutes worth of very simple exercise, and then move on after that into our meditation and healing part. So if you don't want to do the 10 minutes exercise and you're watching the video, you can just fast forward and we'll get to the meditation. Otherwise, I think it's always a good idea just to get the body gently moving. So no matter what part of your healing journey you're at, I still think it's a useful thing just to allow the chi to start to flow and allow the sort of joints and muscles to open up a little bit. So we always begin in the same way. Stand with the feet at shoulder width apart. Nice and generous and wide stance. It can be shoulder width or it can even be a little bit more than shoulder width. The knees very gently bent. Back nice and straight. Arms hanging down by your side. So we have this stance called the gunfighter stance, with this knees bent and a little bit of space underneath your elbows, a little bit of curve in the arms. This is our standard standing stance. Okay, so from here we begin our exercises. So we'll just do 10 minutes of gentle warm up and then we'll move on to our meditation. So the most important thing to know about Qigong is that our energy is stored deep inside our belly, deep inside the very center, behind the belly button. And so this is an exercise that moves from the belly button. So we start thinking about the core. So the instruction is draw mind back. So we kind of draw the mind back from the outside world in, draw the mind down into the center of the chest, and then draw the mind down into the center of the belly. And then we're going to gently move from the center of the belly. So it's very soft and easy turn. Stretch and look back. Do the other side. Just test your back out a little bit. See how it feels. And then we can just release our back and gently turn from side to side. Okay, so the idea of this exercise is just to get the waist to turn. The turn from deep inside the core of you, and then the arms are soft and relaxed, and they just gently tap onto the body. Just allow your waist to turn and gently tap. I'm just going to adjust my camera ever so slightly. It looks slightly wonky now. Look at it. Just change a bit of it. I think that's better. Okay, so our first waist turning exercise is about opening the waist up, about tapping onto lower dantian, the lower energy field in the belly, about generating, moving the chi deep inside. So chi can become a little bit sluggish, and this exercise is a great way to start your morning. So I always start with this little exercise. I think rotating the spine can never be a bad thing, can it? Just to get your spine going first thing in the morning. I think getting the blood and chi pumping around your body can never be a bad thing. So I've been doing this exercise now for 35 years. And I feel the benefit of it every day. I really do enjoy it. And often I think to myself, goodness, I've been using this exercise for 35 years. Shouldn't I be teaching something new? And then I think, nope, this is it. This is my exercise. And I think it's so beneficial when we tag it on with the next one, which is the forward bend, the next one, which is the side bends. It just makes a perfect little set, I think. Just gives you everything you need to get your body moving. And you can do it in 10 minutes. It's so easy. So why not give 10 minutes to every day just to get your body moving well and the blood and chi flowing well? So today, the bulk of our meditation is going to be around our healing class, really, is going to be around La Chi. And I want to review La Chi for you. You may know it like the back of your hand, just sort of a bad pun, really, like the palm of your hand. It's one of the most basic tools that Dr. Pang teaches. So he was looking for something that people could do even if they were in the most dire circumstances. And if you find yourself flat on a bed, no energy to get up, how do you start to build from that point onwards? So he would suggest that you use 𝐸𝐸. And to look at why he suggests that, we have to go back to his greater theory, which is called Hunyuan entirety theory. Hunyuan entirety theory is about the universe. And so, yeah, about the entirety of everything. It's a pretty big theory we have in the West. Stephen Hawking's, theory of everything. Well, Dr. Pang created the same scale of thing through his Hunyuan entirety theory. And essentially, he says the entirety of the universe is qi, undifferentiated energy, Hunyuan qi, and that we are just an expression of that qi. And so when we come to looking at modern science with things like, dark matter and dark energy and the weak force and all of the other sort of quantum ideas, everything can be described using Dr. Pang's Hunyuan theory. All of the standard Western thoughts fit entirely into his package and vice versa. And so, yeah, we have this idea of our entire universe being made of qi, and that we are these little qi individualizations, let's say. The thing that differentiates your qi from my qi is the consciousness. And so consciousness, I suppose, is the factor, the moving factor in our particular universe. So we have another aspect to it as well, which is called information. And information, well, we have, I don't know if you know the laws of thermodynamics, the laws that apply to heat in our universe. And in fact, a friend of mine has changed those laws and has now called them the laws of information. And she says that what we refer to in Western science as heat should be referred to as information. It's what constantly changes states of everything. It changes things from being into non-being, changes things. It never breaks down as one of the key things. It's always there in our universe. And so information is always present in our universe, and we are kind of expressing that information. So consciousness would be essentially the conduit, and information would be the key that unlocks and changes the qi. That's quite a lot to take in. Is it important? Not particularly. But I think the point about it is that it says there's infinite energy, and that's really important for us to know, that nothing is ever limited. There's always an abundance of energy. So just at those times when you think to yourself, so go back to my idea, you're lying on a bed, you have no energy, you're feeling unwell, you think, oh, I can't possibly change this state. I just feel miserable. I'll just have to wait and see. Dr. Pang wouldn't agree with that. He'd say, you can always gather more energy into your body. And so it brought me to mind of the pandemic we had, and him saying, all you need to do is fill your body with as much qi as you possibly can and keep doing that. Keep drawing positive qi into your body, and there won't be any room for negative qi. And so it was a very sort of, kind thing of him to do to give this information out for people to help them with the pandemic. But essentially, it is the information that underscores the whole of Zhineng Qigong. And it's a very, very huge simplification of his vast theory of the universe. But it is really, the truth of it as well, which is if your body is filled with qi and you're managing it well, there's another codicil, and you're managing it well, then everything's going to go okay. Okay, so let's move into the second part of this exercise. Let's slow down a little bit and start to really open up, really stretch out. Okay, so there's that little codicil tucked in there, as long as you're managing it well. Dr. Pang says, your body is the most fantastic, most complex chemical factory in the whole of our known universe. billions of different chemicals being made for you, or variations on chemicals being made for you. Every second of the day, every hour, you have all sorts of different changes. The chemicals it takes just to make you blush or to make you smile or to make you, I don't know, anyway, you get the idea, are exceptionally complex. And he says, all of these chemicals inside your body, are you in control of the process? Because if you're not, your body is going to start making some crazy set of chemicals that you don't want, and that's going to make, problems for you. And so, if what's happening is that you're living your life in fear, then your kidneys are churning out cortisol. There's another one, LNC. Oh, I've forgotten the technical name for it. Anyway, the various different byproducts of kidneys. Things that are only supposed to be put out in moments of danger where we're supposed to run away, but the whole day they're being pumped into our bodies. Sadness, if you're deeply sad, if you're someone who's decided to go into mourning for 20 years over the loss of your father, you've suddenly changed your mind and changed your chemical composition. And that means that there are going to be different chemicals flowing in your body from the ones that are generally thought to be required. So if you've made a life decision and you're sticking with it doggedly because your religion tells you it's the case, or because your doctor tells you it's the case, or because your family have told you it's the case, then you've actually taken yourself off the natural path of being a human, and you've changed the metabolic processes inside your body. And so you've made a decision, right? Well, I have to be in mourning for 20 years because that's what decorum says that I should do. I realize it's sounding a little bit Victorian at this stage, but Queen Victoria, our queen, who spent the rest, her husband died at the age of 38 or something, and she ended up being in mourning for the following 40 years. But that's just not healthy. It's not a good way to go. And so we have to make decisions that take us back to balance, take us back to the center, take us back to as close to our natural behavior as possible. So my teachers always say, return to being a baby, go back to your baby state, which if any of us have gone looked after our aging parents or whatever, or grandparents, that it's all too easy to return back to the baby state, unfortunately. But that is the natural case, is that as we get older we return back to our original form, which is we're born as a baby and we end up being an old big baby as we die. But we can control it. We don't have to just drop back into a sort of dribbling, drooling state, in the middle of our lives. But we do have to bring ourselves back into the center of our lives, into the center, into some simplicity, into some basic, I don't know, mid flow, as it were, as opposed to anything too extreme. So working too hard, too crazy is not in the middle of the path. Lying around being lazy all day is not in the middle of the path. There's a path in between those two things. Being angry all day is not the middle of the path. Being happy all day is also not the middle of the path. Would you believe that too much happiness is damaging in Chinese medicine? They talk about people who are constantly giggly and constantly sort of, woo-hoo-hoo, can't sort of control themselves. That's, too much happiness. Okay, let's let this whole thing slow gently down. We'll look at the idea of Hunyuan theory a bit more after we've done a few more exercises. Let's gather some chi, hands in the earth, lift chi up. So those turning exercises can make you quite dizzy. This is about settling and relaxing. Move the chi from your head, move the chi from your chest, draw the chi deep into your belly, and then let the hands relax and the chi flows down your legs. Let's lift and gather and gently pull. And again, so you can do this 3 times. This is normally I find enough, but if you want to do it 10 times and come back to the exercises, that's fine. What's really important is to bring yourself back into nice, easy balance. So draw the chi down, sink the chi deep into your belly, and then let your hands relax, shoulders relax, whole body relaxes, everything sinks and settles. So provided you feel quite settled, let's go on to doing some simple forward and back bends. Okay, so for those, we just lift up again, exactly the same we've done. Draw the hands up into the blue sky and then try and stretch up a bit. Feel your whole body stretch up. Now we coordinate our arms and our ears. We're not pressing the arms and ears together. We're just kind of coordinating them. So the arms and ears go over. That bends the nape of the neck. Then we bend into the upper back. Then we bend into the middle back. Then we bend into the lower back. Keep your knees soft. Let the body hang down. Let the back relax. Let the back of the neck relax. Body hangs and relaxes here. Imagine your foot split into 4 pieces. So the first bend takes us down towards our toes. So stretch down towards your toes and then release. Imagine a line between the roots of your toes. Stretch towards that line and release. Imagine a line between your insteps. So gradually getting a little bit deeper, stretch and release. And then a line between your heels. This time you can just stretch as deeply as you wish, go as far as you fancy. And relax and release. Okay, so the arms just gently hang down. To get ourselves standing upright, we point the tailbone right up behind us, and then we swing the tailbone towards the front of the body and start to assemble the spine vertebra by vertebra. And then we bring up our arms and our ears as if we're lifting a heavy weight with our fingertips, gently stretching up, gently stretching up, gently stretching up. Hands up into the blue sky, stretch. Let's do some back bends then. So let your knees and your hips drift gently forwards. You can lean softly backwards. Stretch up and gently lean back. Stretch up and gently lean back. Stretch up and gently lean back. Bring the hands up into the blue sky, nice long stretch. Forward bend then. So the first is the neck. Just the arms and the ears go over and the neck bends. Then we start to move the upper back. We start to bend into the middle back. We start to bend into the lower back. The body hangs down and relaxes. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. And let the body hang there, nice and easy. Perhaps tuck the tummy in slightly to get yourself slightly lower. Okay, again, gently stretching down towards the toes and release that bend. Roots of the toes and release. Insteps and release. Heels, nice deep bend. And release and relax. Let the body hang. Lift the tailbone to point up into the blue sky behind you. Push tailbone towards the front of the body. Start to roll the spine up and bring up the head and the arms and the ears as if you're lifting up this big weight with your fingertips. Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. Hands up into the blue sky. Knees and hips drift forward. You softly lean back and up. Gently back and up. Gently back. Stretch up. Back and up. We're going to try and do this exercise now with our legs straight, just to give the hamstrings a bit of a stretch. So try doing it by locking your knees back and then tipping over the arms and the ears. Go into the upper back, drift into the middle of your back, down into the lower back. So with the legs a bit straighter, you might not go quite as low as before, but that's not a problem. Just let the back of the neck relax, keep the legs nice and straight. Watch your balance, but perhaps you can just tip your weight slightly forwards into the toes. You'll just feel the hamstrings stretch a wee bit more. Okay, so here's our first extension down towards the toes and release. In line with the roots of our toes and release. Toward the insteps and release. Head back toward the heels. Okay, good. Let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone to point up behind. Push tailbone toward the front of the body. Roll the spine up and bring up the head and the arms and the ears. Stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky chi. And again, drift knees and hips forward. You can softly lean backward and up. Backward and up. Backward. Lift up. Backward. Stretch up into the blue sky. Arms in the blue sky. Last time through. Arms and ears tip over. Upper back bends, middle back bends, lower back bends. We hang gently down. Back of the neck is relaxed. Body hangs. Sink gently down toward the toes and release. In line with the roots of our toes and release. In line with our instep. Release. Head back to the heels. And release. Okay. Gently lift the tailbone to point up behind. Push the tailbone toward the front of the body. Roll the spine up. Bring up the head, arms, and ears. Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky chi. Hands up in the blue sky. Last time with the back bends, knees drift forward, you gently lean back and up. Gently lean back. Stretch up. Gently lean back and up. Back and stretch up. Hands up in the blue sky. Okay, we're going to let the hands drift gently down the sides of the body, slowly coming down, softening down, relaxing down. Gather some chi. Lift chi up and pour chi down. Draw the chi down through the body, sinking the chi deep, deep, deep into the belly. Bring all of our focus back to the belly button for a moment, deep inside lower dantian. Then we release the hands, the chi flows down the legs back into the earth. Lift up and gather. And pull. Draw. Focus the chi downwards, deep into the belly. Release and relax, and the hands pour down. Once more. Lift up. And pour down. Focusing this chi deep into the belly. And let the hands relax. Chi pours down. So our final set of exercises just opens up the side of the body. So raise up the right hand, breathe in. And then just stretch across to the left-hand side. Feel the whole right of your body open up. Breathe in, lift the right hand up. Breathe out, swap the hands over. Breathe in, stretch the left up. And exhale across to the right. Feel the left side of the body stretching gently open. Breathe in, left hand comes up. Breathe out, swap the hands over. Breathe in, stretch up on the right. And then let the whole right side of the body open as you breathe out. Do one more for each side. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, go right. Now for symmetry's sake, we'll do one more for each side. Okay, so back up again, breathing in. And exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, head to your left. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Then exhale across to the right. Good. Breathe in, take both hands up in there. As we breathe out, we gently drift the hands down. Settle, sink, relax. Hands, chi moves down, hands move down. And then we can gather chi for a last time. So hands go deep in the earth, lift chi up, gathering a ball up. And pour chi down. Doesn't really matter whether you're lifting up at the front or lifting up at the sides. In medical Qigong, we always take the hands out at the sides and lift up. and gently pour down. In 𝐬𝐤 Qigong, we tend to use the front or an angle toward the front, whatever feels right for you. Just feel that it's possible to pour this qi down through the body. It's not really important how you lift it up. It's what you do with it afterwards. Draw it through your body, draw it down to your belly. Imagine it all gathering at lower dantian. And the next time, we'll bring our hands to lower dantian and just land the hands on the belly. So if you feel you need to do this another half a dozen times, that's fine to bring yourself back into balance. But otherwise, the only thing I would say about this exercise is that if you have low blood pressure, don't go too crazy on it, because it's actually used to lower blood pressure in China. So we just settle back into this, sink back into this, hands on the belly, relax, settle. Let the whole body relax. Nice and easy. So we focus everything into lower dantian. All the qi is gathering behind your hands. So your hands provide a focal point for the qi. Center of your palms, Lao Gung, a very powerful acupuncture point. In this posture here, you have one Lao Gung point on top of the other Lao Gung point in the center of your palms. And then the center of the palms aligned with Du Qi, one of the most potent points on the conception vessel, which runs up and down the center of the front of the body. And that lines up with a point called Ming Men on the spine, which is the governing vessel that runs up the center of the back of the body. And in between is lower dantian, this lower energy field. It's located slightly further towards the back, not quite the front, it's more towards the back. If you go in from the front, you'd sort of bump into the spine, and it's just in front of the spine. So we have this area of energy that's slowly maturing. The qi is gathering there. Very often people talk about qi in terms of mist or fog, like a sort of a haze moving inside your body, gathering, coalescing, turning into this beautiful ball of qi deep inside you. So by putting our hands here, we're attracting qi of the universe deep inside our body. Our hands and our mind are the kind of intention that drives the qi. So we say mind deep inside lower dantian. We use images like the qi home, the home of your qi, or the qi bedroom, one of my teachers says. So deep inside your belly, with your mind focused behind your hands, this is where all the qi is gathering. We build it up here, deep inside our body. So what do we learn from this idea? We learn that when the mind focuses somewhere, the qi moves there. So you've often heard me say this Chinese phrase, 𝐸 qidao, where the mind goes, the qi follows. This is the principle of healing. We put our mind in our kneecap, and then we can think about the knee and, oh, it's so sore, and we start thinking about it, and we start rubbing it, and we start staring at it, and all of that attracts qi to our kneecap to heal it. This is how we do healing. In this case, we have our mind firmly fixed deep in the belly, and all the qi starts to gather there in the storage point. So there's no point in gathering qi unless we're transforming qi. So when we do a healing exercise like this, we think about what it is that we want to achieve. What is it today you wish to heal? Okay, so we could start with your entire body and your entire life. That's a possibility. Perhaps you feel that everything needs changing, everything needs fixing. There's a little implication there as well, but it's not just our bodies we're working with. It could also be our lives we're working with, our relationships, other people, our interface with them. So nothing is disconnected in this world. Everything is deeply connected. So we're going to work on different levels today with this exercise that Dr. Pang teaches called 𝐬𝐤𝐿. So his idea was that you need something very basic that takes 2 minutes to explain and that people can use for the rest of their days. It's just open and close. So in his Hunyuan entirety theory of the universe, he says the most fundamental movement is open and close. And it's interesting, of course, that now everything in our lives is seen as being binary, as being zeros and ones, black and white. So that's the kind of yin yang theory, open, close. And then, of course, he then goes down to finer gradations of it. There, I think he has something like 6 or 8 basic movements of the entire universe, such as transform and transport and transform. Yeah, I forget his exact words for it, but the most important ones to remember are open and close. The whole of the universe is gently doing this. So as you breathe, the pores on your skin open. As you breathe out, as you exhale, the pores close. Your whole body is opening and closing in every single moment. We know how the magic of cinema works, that if you have 24 frames flashed in front of your eyes per second, you can't tell the difference between those still pictures and reality. It really appears to be moving. It appears to be action. And so it doesn't take many flashes per second for us to believe that an image that is actually still is moving. That's the wonder of films, isn't it? We find that 24 frames per second is something that movie cameras do. We find that TV's refresh rate is 50 times a second or 60 times a second. And then when we start getting to our very, high frame rates, 4K TV and things like that, the refresh rate goes up and up. And so the images are being shown much more quickly to give ourselves an even smoother appearance, a much more refined appearance. I think there's a lovely little story that says that the refresh rate for a snail is something like once every 3 minutes. So it takes one picture, click, there's the world. And then for another 3 minutes, you could stand in front of it and do a funny dance and bounce up and down, set off a firework, and then disappear. And then, of course, the next time the frame refreshed, the snail would see exactly the same thing and think, oh, nothing going on, nothing I need to worry about. So the snail's refresh rate is very, very slow. The reason I'm talking about this is that actually the suggestion is that our universe flickers in and out of existence trillions, billions, zillions of times a second. That's a bit of a crazy idea. But that our whole universe opens and closes trillions of times a second, and you can't see it. So the nature of reality, as experienced by a human, is different from the nature of reality as experienced by a dog, by a bat, by a snail. But all we know is what we know. Everything appears to be very solid. Most things appear to follow scientific routes. Dr. Pang says we have to go beyond that. The universe is infinite. The universe is abundant. From the very earliest days, we're told stories of scarcity. Your parents are apt to say things to you like, money doesn't grow on trees, which is something we all come to believe. It's a bit of a pity, but of course, if it did grow on trees, then it wouldn't be worth anything. In the same way, there appears to be a finite supply of money. But that's only if money is the thing you judge everything by. So we have this idea that actually the energy that underpins your life is infinite. There are vast resources of this energy. And the only thing that limits you is your mind. The decisions you make limit you. So think about that. What decisions have you made that have limited you? Let's try and pick out a few obvious ones. Choice of job. I always wanted to be a musician, but I decided to become an accountant. You just told me that the other day. Fascinating. Thank goodness, what an interesting choice. So we have this decision process. It would be better for my life. I would be able to make more money if I actually became an accountant rather than a musician. Well, we don't really have anything to base that on, apart from the fact that people tend to say, oh, it's difficult to be a musician and, everybody needs an accountant. That's not necessarily true. If you genuinely follow your calling, if you really follow the thing that you love and believe in, then who knows? Why couldn't you make money doing the thing you love? People do. Some become phenomenally successful, don't they? So if you made a decision in your life that was practical, but not necessarily what you wanted. So sometimes we have to have a little look at the decisions we've made. Think about the reality of that. I'm just going to stop this thought here for a moment because I'm aware that I am doing hip circles. So if any of you have ever done swirl hips in body-mind form, I find that when I'm standing here, sometimes my body just wants to do that. So my tailbone is moving very, very slowly in a circle round. I'm just gently circling my hips. My tailbone is not moving more than about, I don't know, maybe 2 centimeters, very, very small. But I just find it a very nice little exercise to do when I'm standing quietly still. So I just thought I'd mention that because it's something that my body naturally does. It's not something I've ever seen taught before, but I think when your body does something, it does it because it wants it, because it needs it. And if you're just allowing it to happen, then yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. Even though you're not taught it, you should just allow it. So my body just makes a very simple, it's making a anti-clockwise circle at the moment. And at some stage, I'll probably feel it's about time to turn in the opposite direction. So swirl hips is a very sort of big exercise and we really get it going. But you can make a very subtle version of it, just allowing your tailbone to gently turn. So you could always see if that makes any sense to you while you're standing here listening. Of course, the point about it is that we're just doing standing qigong. And I'm talking to keep you amused. And so that hopefully the point is that you do lots of standing and gather lots of qi in while you listen. And you could also be doing a little bit of turning your tailbone as well. So this is one of the stealth methods of getting you to gather lots of qi into your body. Because of course, in the West, We need entertainment. We need lots of stories. And so I think that you should know that it's really important for you to sit quietly and not think. But in these sessions, I also go with guided healing. So it's okay. But don't forget, there's also standing still and being quiet and not thinking. I should just remind you to do that more often, because we always do talk therapy here rather than quiet therapy. Lends itself better on Zoom when we get together as a group somewhere, sometime in the future. We'll just do silence as well. So where was my thought process going? Okay, so we've got this idea of the body opening and closing. We've got this idea of the universe doing the same thing. It's really important to know that this very simple exercise that we're going to do, La Chi, mirrors the entirety of the universe. When you open your hands, you can let go of everything. When you close your hands, you can gather the vast resources of the universe into your body to bring about healing. The only thing that makes this difficult for us are the choices we've made, the decisions we're doggedly sticking with. So I was asking you to think about choices you've made. The choice you've made might be in your partner. The choice you've made might be the way you interact with your children. So you may be at a stage where you're not speaking to your daughter or your son, or your parents are not speaking to you for some particular reason. You're not speaking to your best friend for some particular reason. You know, the particular reason is what I'm talking about. What choice has led you to blocking something off in your life? You're not following the career you wish you had done. Something in your religion is forcing you to do something you don't feel is right or natural. Something in your relationship, someone else in a relationship is forcing you to do something you don't feel right about. You don't feel like it's your true self. All of these things here are really important for us to monitor. You know, in last September, I walked the Camino. I had nearly a month and a half to think about my life choices. It's fascinating, really interesting. Things come up. You look at them and you think, whoa, I needed a bit of space to see that. I needed a bit of space to understand where I was blocked. What space do you need to create in your life to see the blockages for what they are? Perhaps just this hour of meditation is enough, just to feel your way through life choices. See where the chi no longer flows. Pain in your body is just seen as being a flow of chi that isn't going where it's supposed to go. Imagine like a tube, and the chi is supposed to flow along this river, let's say, like a little stream. Chi is supposed to flow along this stream, then something blocks the stream, and then the chi flows out over the banks into the fields either side. Your chi can't go down a particular channel, and then it flows into the muscles either side, and you experience pain. You experience pain in your life when the chi is supposed to be flowing easily, and you're blocking it by making bad choices. So I don't really want to say bad choices, because I don't really believe there's such a thing as a bad choice. I think, like my Camino example, that you can either walk down the main path or you can find a side path and turn up there and walk along it. It's just that the main path is probably better, and the side path might take you quite a lot longer, but on the other hand, you might see different things and learn different things. So I don't think anything is ever wrong. And there's no point in just saying, oh, that relationship, that job was just wrong. I shouldn't have ever have done it. It's just been a disaster. Because we all know that all the way along, we're learning things. We're evolving as human beings. And so sometimes you give yourself difficult challenges and they give you great learnings. So no such thing as a bad choice. Don't criticize yourself for the choices you've made, because nothing is important. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is you make a choice now that's going to make a better future. You've made that choice by tuning in today, by making the decision to make sure you're up in time and get to class. You've actually made a choice in your life that has shifted and changed the trajectory. Who knows? Perhaps you might listen to something here today and think, oh, and then, do something different. Suddenly think there's a change that needs to be made, and you make it, and you've changed your life. Very good. Because everything in our life is a yes or no decision, a left or a right, an up or a down. As Dr. Pang would say, an open or a close. Every moment is a choice. What do I do next? Okay. So we just go deeper into 𝐸𝐤𝐤 state. The 8 phrases of qi. Ding tian li di jun song yi chang wai ji yang ne ji yin chong mao do yin yang bo chi zhen zhu tai kung chen yi jiao ti jiu shen rong rong jiu shen rong rong jiu shen rong. Jiu shen rong rong. Whole body relaxes into the chi field. So we have this permanent state of separation from the world around us. The logic of our brain says, you are you and I am I. There is nothing else. The reality is there is only consciousness. Your consciousness and my consciousness are one. The whole consciousness of the entire universe is one. You are just experiencing this little moment in time and space as a separate being. But in reality, we are all one. We hear it so often in the New Age teachings. It's difficult to understand. I think that religions often tell us God is inside of us. Your God inside you. That still leads to a separateness. The reality is we are all God. Whatever word you care to use. All that there is, the all-seeing eye, the unifying force. God. Doesn't matter about words. This extraordinary consciousness expands by playing you and by playing me. We are pieces of a beautifully intricate chess game. The universe is playing itself at chess and finding out what happens. So your beautiful life is not as disconnected as it seems. You're deeply connected into nature. You're deeply connected into your family. You're deeply connected into everyone. So we always say in the 8 phrases of Qi, harmonize with the entirety. Just by softening and relaxing and settling into a gentle, quiet mind state. You're returning yourself back into the Qi field of all the other Zheneng Qigong players in the world. We connect with all the teachers and all the classes. Everybody moves back into this thought space. I don't know how to best describe it. But Dr. Pang has suggested that if we all concentrate, let's say on the same wavelength as the Zheneng Qigong family, we can come together and make our own little branded space. Like going to visit a church or a chapel or a mosque. We're all going, our minds going to the same space. And we're all becoming one big family, connecting together in this same mind space. The benefit of that is that in this space are millions of people who have healed themselves from what ails you. And you are able to heal them in some way. You might say, oh goodness, I don't want to put my energy in there. But the truth is that maybe your knees are fantastic, your, immune system is fantastic, or your eyesight is fantastic. And there are people out there who need that good information to heal their knees, immune system, or eyesight. But there are people out there whose livers are in fantastic shape and yours isn't. And so you can absorb that information. So we share this wonderful information together in the Zheneng Qigong family, in our field. So you bring yourself to this space as we meditate together, as we stand in silence together. You come to the Zheneng Qigong family space. You feel connected with me. I feel connected with you. Our class feels connected, but our class is connected, no time, no space, to all the other classes, to the millions of people who do Zheneng Qigong, to Dr. Pang. He's there in Beijing, to all the teachers who are scattered across the globe. It doesn't matter about when you see this or when you hear it, because time and space are just a construct of the left logical side of our brain. So on a Qi level, time and space don't operate. So you can connect into this information. People who've gone before, people who will come eventually, this information is available. So just absorb the healing information into your body. What do you need to change today? So now we have two principles at play here. The first principle is the entirety of the universe is at your disposal. And what stops you believing that? Just the logical side of your brain that tells you money doesn't grow on trees. So first of all, we have to get past our patterns that limit our bodies, our minds, our lives. Goodness, having a pattern is such a fantastic thing. I can drive all the way to work without even thinking about the journey. You know, you get to the other end and you think, goodness, I don't even remember anything about the journey. That's because you have a fantastic pattern system inside your brain that allows you to look at the traffic lights, allows you to look at the traffic or the children on the sidewalk, allows you to look at all these things and be able to navigate them safely, your own kind of driverless car, as it were, you know, like these modern cars, that your brain can do it for you without you even having to think how to do it. It's the most complex pattern. It's fantastic. But also the same patterns that make your relationship with your sister untenable, your father, your mother untenable, your brother, your son, your child untenable. Those same patterns. That person always does this. That person always says that. You know, we build up these same patterns that we use to navigate the world. Gosh, it's fantastic shorthand. It's incredible programming in our brain, but it's also a terrible tool. Sometimes it can be awful. Sometimes you can build up a horrible pattern that seems unchangeable. So I'm just going to use the words good and bad, which I realize, you know, not appropriate. But anyway, you know, some patterns can seem to be very good and some patterns can seem to be very bad. As we know, nothing is good or bad. Don't worry about it. But sometimes patterns do have to be let go of, let's say, have to be changed. So that's the first principle. Absolute, unending, universal chi available to you. If only you'll let it in. If only you'll take advantage of it. If only you'll believe it, you can have it. If only you can sweep away the nonsense that is a barrier to that information. And that's what getting into this nice, quiet state is all about. Second principle, this idea of information, all the information you ever needed. So chi is just flowing energy. And we apply the information to it to make it happen. So Dr. Pang says, wu wu bu hua. There is nothing that cannot be changed. So hear that information at the deepest level, said by Dr. Pang, the founder of this entire system, this brilliant, enlightened being who's created this vast understanding of the universe's energy. If you have respect for anybody, that's a great person to have respect for. And he says, wu, 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 hua. There is nothing that you cannot change in this universe. So that implies that you have the power. So time to stop feeling powerless. Other people might have chopped you off at the knees, blocked you and stopped you from moving. But at some level, you have to give your permission for that to happen. You have to allow that. Have you allowed that? Is it time for you to stop and say, no, anything can change in my life. I can change anything. Wu wu bu hua. Dr. Pang says it. I believe it. Let's make that change. So this is good information from Dr. Pang. Wu, 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 hua. He speaks this piece of information. Wu, 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 hua. You hear the information and you use that information to make change in the qi structure of your life. You use that piece of information to break old stories, to crack old patterns wide open. Wu wu bu hua. Anything can change, anything can break, anything can shift. The spell can be broken. So let's open now. Open up something in our lives. We use the Chinese word kai. It means open, dissolve, break down, let go. Then we use the Chinese word he, which means gather and bring back healing qi deep into your life. So if you're going to break something open and destroy something, you're going to have to bring back vast quantities of fresh, healing, new energy into its place. You don't want to leave a void of some sort. Wu wu bu hua. There is nothing that cannot be changed. We break open those ideas and then we gather huge amounts of healing energy deep into the life. Should we start with something on a qi level, something very physical? We'll work through, do something emotional, something spiritual perhaps, but let's start with something very physical in your body. Make a choice about something you want to change. Something that needs a bit of space and a bit of opening. Perhaps you want to make that your whole body. Perhaps you want to make it a group of cells. Perhaps you want to make it a joint, something, whatever it is, focus into your body. You can use your hands and open a ball of qi if you wish, or you can just use your voice saying kai and her, or you can just be utterly silent, but just feel the body expanding and opening. Just wherever you are at the moment is perfect. And this is why this is such a good exercise to be able to do on a train or on a bus. You really don't even have to move your hands. Just shut your eyes and imagine your whole body dissolving out into the qi field. And then you can just imagine this vast healing energy flowing back deep inside your life. So we use the Chinese word kai. Breathe in. Kai opens. Kai dissolves. Kai let go. Kai creates space. Kai creates vast quantities of open space in your life. Kai lets you dissolve out into the universe. Kai lets you become one with everything. Now we can take a deep breath in and say her. Like a magnet, you're attracting everything in the universe that you need deep inside your body, deep inside the physicality. Send this information and qi deep into wherever it's required. Allow it to flow into your body and transform your body in whatever way you need it to transform. Her draws healing qi deep into the body. Her brings healing information deep into your body. Her changes your body at a fundamental level. Whatever it is we're working on, keep your mind there for a little bit. Remember, 𝐸𝐥𝐷𝐸, where the mind goes, the chi follows. So we put our mind in a part of the body that needs healing, or perhaps just bring awareness to the entire body if you feel your whole body could do with help. You can be very specific, very focused, or very general, very open. Up to you, no problem. Every day it changes. Okay, so we'll use Kai again. Open, open, dissolve, out, out, universe, open, open, let go. Vast quantities of healing chi, deep, deep, deep inside, penetrating skin, bone, muscle, penetrating deep inside into our marrow, into our cells, into our DNA, changing and shifting the body, changing and shifting and healing the body. Feel it going exactly where it's needed. Feel your whole body benefits from this incredible flow of chi. It goes deep inside your body, opening space, sending deep healing chi inside. Breathe in. Very specific part of your body is dissolving, opening, making space, letting go of its old patterns, letting go of its old illnesses, opening space out for healing now. Bring the healing chi back in with a deep breath. As discussed, the focus of the mind can draw the vast resources of the universe into your body. You need for nothing. You can have all the healing that you need. Nothing stands in your way, only you. So in this quiet state, we set the mind aside. We let the mind drift off somewhere else, quietly go to sleep, because now we're chi beings working on a beautiful chi body and healing it perfectly. Open out, deep breath. Ah. Open, open, open. Every pore in your body open. Every muscle open. Every cell open. Every cell open. Feel the vastness of the blue sky. Feel the vastness of the universe. Feel that you can let go, let go, let go. Take a deep breath in. Ah. This healing chi penetrates deep, deep, deep inside your body, changing, moving. Everything can change. Everything can shift. The power of the universe at your fingertips. Feel the opening of Kai. Kai. Feel the closing and gathering of her. Kai dissolves your body. reforms your body in perfect working order. Once more, open, release. And gather to heal. Do you want to perhaps lay your hands on your body wherever you've been working with and just imagine everything perfect, working well, blood and chi flowing well. Everything you've done there has fixed this part of your body. Perhaps it's the entirety of the body that you've been working with. Perhaps you want to rub your hands over the body somewhere. Perhaps you want to massage something just to get blood and chi flowing well. Perhaps you feel you just like to brush down over your body. Look, there's no right or wrong here. Just see what your body feels. Perhaps you just want to stand there and allow chi to flow. You find your own version of healing. What do you need to do to underscore this beautiful healing process? Blood and chi flowing well, an abundance of energy deep inside your body. Your body is healing at this moment. You've set off a healing process. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to kind of come to pass for you to really notice. But the fact of the matter is, it is in process. It is happening. Okay. We'll do one more healing, but this time we're going to do this healing for something in our lives, for a pattern that we don't like anymore. What is it? A relationship? Is it a work thing? Is it a story from your childhood? Is it a story of your future? Something that's not right, something you're not happy with. And so now we're going to dissolve it, let it go, open it out, make space. So find some way to picture this pattern. Let's open the hands with Kai. Breathe in. Ka. Let's gather healing information. Open, let go. And gather in. All of the blockages open and drift away, start to disappear. Bring a new story, bring a new future deep into your life. Couple more. Ka. Just draw your hands to your heart for a moment. Just feeling this gentle opening and closing. You're in this kind of flow, like a wave is gently opening and the wave gently comes back to close. You've generated this new vibration in the universe. You've told the universe what it is you no longer need, what it is you want to bring into your life. You can feel the waves out, dissolving all of the stories. You can feel the waves gathering back in, bringing back all of the things you require into your life. So have the hands on the heart and feel this wave of heart energy expanding out into your future, expanding out. And then when the wave of chi comes back to you, it brings fantastic healing stories into your life. It's just a simple, simple exercise. Open and close can change everything in your being, can change everything in your life. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't it extraordinary? What a fundamental tool. The simplest tool of the whole universe is the most powerful tool of the whole universe. The simplest tool of the universe changes the entirety of your universe and everything around you. La Chi, stretching Chi, but stretching the boundaries of reality, stretching the boundaries of the universe to comply with something that you wish to bring about. So there it is. Simple open, simple close. Not so simple, I may be. Extraordinarily powerful. So here we have our hands on our hearts. Do you love yourself? Do you really love yourself? Come on now. You can let go of all of that and you can really love yourself. You're an extraordinary, wonderful slice of God. Time to love yourself deeply. Time to have fun in this universal journey. Time to love yourself so that you can love others. When you truly love yourself, everybody experiences that love, bathes in the glory of your light. Feel your true love for yourself deep, deep inside your body. Feel your true love for yourself deep inside your body. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are extraordinary. You are incredible. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart because I know that you are me and I am you. We are one. We share this extraordinary game together. We're all connected so deeply into the fabric of this game. Feel that love permeating through every cell of your body. Feel that love in your DNA. Love your DNA. Love your cells. Love your life. Everything flows. Everything flows. We can draw our hands back to lower dantian now. Draw our hands back to the belly. Just feel this chi deep inside lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. I know that to be true. Lower Dantian Qi is abundant. Lower Dantian Qi supports all life function. This vast abundance of Qi at the belly makes your rich, fantastic, wonderful life work really well. Blood and Qi flow well through your body. Let's just imagine that. From your belly, flow the Qi up your spine into your brain, illuminate your brain. We always have so many worries when we get older about our brains. Are they going to work well? Imagine your brain sharp, working well, everything functioning perfectly. All of your organs, the ears, eyes, nose, mouth, throat, everything working well. Deep, deep knowledge inside your skull that everything is in perfect working order. We flow the Qi into the neck, into the shoulders, down the arms, everything working well. The whole of the spine, and embedded in it, so much of our nervous system, working well. All of our organs through the center of our chest, and the endocrine system, working well. Throughout the whole of our body, the blood system, nervous system, endocrine system, working well. The digestive system from top to bottom, working well. The urinary system, working well. The sexual system, working well. Every system in your body is in perfect working order. We imagine our spine supporting us, perfect working order. Our ribs, perfect working order. Everything in the upper torso, middle and lower torso, perfect working order. Deep into your hips and your pelvis, your tailbone, hip joints, perfect working order. Deep into our thighs, down to our knees working well. Calves, Achilles working well, ankles working well, feet working well. Think about the skin that covers the entirety of your body. Think about your skin, perfect, healthy, flushed, blood and Qi flowing well, everything in perfect working order. Think about your Wei Qi layer, this layer of Qi round your skin, this beautiful protected field of energy. It's strong, it protects you. And then think about your Qi body, this beautiful bubble of Qi, a meter above and below, behind and in front, left, right. You, this being of light, experiencing this extraordinary game. Us, all connected at the deepest level. Feel the joy and happiness in your body. Know that you have brought about extraordinary change in your life today. You have set off new paths. You have triggered healing. You have triggered change, new direction. Blood and Qi flowing well, an abundance of energy deep inside. All functions of your body healthy. All functions are healthy. Great. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Let's bring the body back into a bit of movement. Stretch the body out. This whole new body working well. Release your body in whichever way you feel you might need to release your body. Stretching. If you want to stretch or bend, just do so very slowly and carefully, because we really don't want to make ourselves dizzy coming up too quickly. So do everything slowly, just find some motion. Okay, lovely people. Well, as you know, this video goes up on YouTube. So if you unmute yourself, you suddenly become the focus of the video. So everybody will see you on YouTube. But if you turn your camera on, that doesn't happen. So if you want to turn your camera on, we can all say Haola together. Otherwise, just, yeah, stay as you are. Okay, so what we do is we say Haola. Haola means good already. It's kind of like a final stamp. All of the things we've done here in this healing session, stamped, that's it, fixed, agreed, done, set. So 𝐜𝐥𝐿 means good already. Everything is good already. And we'll put our hands up in the air. I'll count 1, 2, and then we shout 𝐜𝐿𝐿. And I'll know you're shouting. Don't worry. So we place our hands up in the air. 1, 2. 𝐜𝐿𝐿. 1, 2. 𝐜𝐿𝐿. 1, 2. 𝐜𝐿𝐿. Oh, lovely. And then we make a little 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐟 salute. So we do that by bringing the right hand up and the left hand goes down. And then you pull the fingertips together and put the thumbs on the end. So I think that this is kind of like a yin and yang symbol, the sort of yin and yang joined together. And then thank you very much for being here. It's been absolutely lovely to see you. I'll put this up on YouTube probably tomorrow, and then you'll be able to run through this exercise again. So in the meantime, have a lovely day. Have a great time. I shall see you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.